good morning, guys. Welcome back to another video. We got a special guest coming with us to the shop today. Gunner, say hi. A little quiet today, It's been a minute since Gunner has actually come to work with me. He used to come to job sites all the time. Then as he got older and I got busier and I was bouncing around too much, you know, he just kind of went into retirement, I should say. But every morning he is like dying to hop in the truck and he really wants to, but today he finally gets to. So we're currently on our way to the shop. We're gonna go check out Zach's progress on the massive train horn setup that's getting put into the 2021 Denali.
Oh, what's up, buddy? Yeah, inspector's here, Zach. We gotta make sure everything's tip top, all right? He got a little dirty in the bushes out there.
Zach's been working away here. You guys remember from a video or two ago. He got the plate basically all kind of dimensionally built up, popped his mounting holes in there since then, test fitted it, fits in the truck great. So now he's going around figuring out exactly where the compressors are gonna go, the tank's gonna go, the horn's gonna go, and like how tightly we can compress that all together because well, it's gotta go pretty tight. Well, there's a whole lot of finagling that has to go on here to make
this much stuff fit properly up underneath the truck. So we basically got, what do we think, the diff's about right there now? Yeah. So the differential on the truck sits about there. Obviously this bell or horn is massive, so it hangs down really low, really close to diff. So we got to make sure there's room for clearance, which means, let's just say this is on the truck right now, diff's right here. We need to slide the horns back a little bit towards the rear of the truck, but then we've got the big old tank right here, which can't move anywhere. So we're basically shrinking this center section right here, slowly, and a little bit more, and a little bit more, until Zach's comfortable with the clearance that he has right here, but we're also not hitting the tank on this side.
And I was just telling Zach, in all honesty, I think it looks cooler like the tighter it gets, albeit a much bigger pain in the butt for Zach to assemble, but this thing's gonna be a pretty gnarly setup here when it's done.
Now that we got the tank over here, you guys can see the very, very tight tolerances that are here. What do we got? Maybe not quite 3/16 there. A fat eighth?
Enough.
Yeah, fat eighth there. We've also shifted the tank as far forward as it can go. There's a chance it's gonna sit back a little bit further, but this is just to make sure we max out all of our stuff and we're still going to be able to fit things.
Last thing you want is to turn the compressors on and have them rubbing against.
So no turning back now. We've got what we think is the final layout here marked out. Don't mind that there's like
7 of them.
Yeah. Zach gets to pick the best ones and try to remember which ones are the right ones here to drill. So check out Zach's sweet little punch set here. If you guys know, whenever you're trying to center punch a hole or something, basically you're gonna probably do what Zach does there and draw a circle, but to get dead center on that, doesn't apply right now because apparently he doesn't have the right size one, but you go through this punch set, you basically, you find your punch size, that's the hole size, and it'll sit perfectly center in that hole, and it just has your little fine little punch point right there. Put a point, so you know where to drill. It's centered perfectly every time. Blue Point, $8 million. Get you one today. So Zach is heading to the shop first thing this morning to get cranking on that train horn project. That thing has to be done today and out of the shop. So he's got a lot of work to do. Now, unfortunately, I can't be there to help him or I get in the way or whatever I do at this shop. We got another project we got to get cranking on. I've actually shown little bits and pieces of this project as I was dropping off equipment and picking up equipment. But today is backfill day on that project. So we've got James going to be bringing in some dirt for us. He brought us one of his skid steers. And I know my videos may seem sporadic where we're jumping between job site, shop, ranch, and all that. And trust me, that's exactly how my life is. So instead of trying to like piece these things together to where it like seems like it's, oh, we spent all day at the shop and got a bunch of stuff done. Like, nah, we're doing a ton of bouncing back and forth. So I just kind of show you guys how the days are structured. It's pretty chaotic. All right, y'all, well, we have made it to the job site. And like I said earlier, I know I've shown like just little snippets of this place. It's not like the biggest, craziest, most exciting job in the world. So I haven't done a whole lot of filming here. But you can see we've got our retaining wall built behind us here. And there's gonna be a little steel building going up on top. So today we're gonna be working on getting all the backfill in. Got a little bit of dirt here, and then James is gonna be trucking in more fill as we need it. Obviously, we're gonna be using a substantial amount here. So we got Abel right there getting some water on the dirt. We're gonna start turning this dirt a little bit. It's been dug up out of the ground for a minute, so we wanna bring some moisture back into it. Then we're gonna start bringing it back in lifts. We're not gonna go a ton at a time because we got the 259, not the heaviest machine here, and it just idled up on its own. Okay, but we wanna make sure we got good compaction. We've also got a jumping jack right here, which I got in a little comment battle with another guy saying a plate compactor. This is a plate compactor. What you're using on your other job at your house is not a plate compactor, but now what I was using is a plate compactor. This is what's known as a tamper or jumping jack. We're gonna use this to compact the dirt right up against the wall, and
and then we'll use the machine to pack everything else down. And I gotta say, y'all, I was getting spoiled in all these enclosed cab machines. We're rolling old school today. We got the open cab 259. So we've gone through pretty much all the dirt that was already here. We're gonna start tapping into the dirt that James brought us, and then I'm gonna give him a phone call here. He's gonna start bringing us some more dirt. Well, we're getting closer to the top of the wall, guys. We are just about there. We've got another load here from James. We're anticipating a couple more after that, and then we're gonna start checking our grade because you'll see the driveway behind me. Part of that driveway is gonna be higher than the shop. Kind of like did an initial figuring on how we're gonna grade this in because the driveway behind me slopes like this. The shop obviously has to be level next to it, but you also gotta have a driveway that you can kind of get into and it's not all like super pitched and crazy. Being that we're dealing with a hillside right here, we had to really kind of feather it in to figure out how to make this shop work in this location because there's really no other location on the property here to put a shop. But in all honesty, it's gonna be pretty cool. You're gonna have a pretty rad view from the shop. All right, y'all, so that is as far, hold on, let's adjust the light there. That's as far as we got today. We got to bring in a few more loads of dirt tomorrow, but now we need to run to the shop and check on the train horn project. The owner should be coming to pick that thing up today, so let's go see how far along it is. And looks like we have some good timing. Looks like Chris just showing up. Hey, buddy. What?
There's some trailer parking around here.
We need trailer parking? I'll talk to management.
Thank you.
Ooh. The truck's running. That's a good sign, buddy. Done? Done? Oh, let's get up underneath. Hold on, the main inspector's here. He just pulled up, but he's trying to park. Going under this big old tank. Oh. Yeah, good work, buddy. God, so much stuff crammed under here. So I know the angle's gonna be a little bit weird with my camera lens. I apologize for that, but this Zach got it all up underneath here. Absolutely impressive. Look at that. Look at how tight all these tolerances are. But all of it will fit. What do you think, buddy?
It's all right.
Oh, it's just all right? Have you hit the horn yet?
At 50 pounds and it's loud. It's full now, so I don't know how loud this
thing actually is. I'm kind of scared to hit it.
We should probably pull it outside if we're gonna do that.
I was like, oh, okay, compressors work. You know, tested all the wiring in the back before I hooked it up in the truck and went, oh, it's only at 50 pounds. I'm like, oh.
Dang, Zach, you were moving some metal over here, huh, buddy? Yeah, but so you clean your messes up.
Notice that it's just one type of mess. It's not like 7 messes in one pile.
Well, you didn't want to like put a bunch of like diff oil into the metal to mix it up?
No.
We love you, Dedic. All right, Zach's gonna pull this monster out and we're gonna get a taste of that enormous train horn system.
This truck looks super clean. Jeez, bro. Yo, that one hurts, dude. Holy crap.
Dude, it shakes the seat.
Jeez. Good Lord.
That's that's a 3/4 valve to 3/4 hose feeding into the 1/2 inch of the Nathan. It's got all the big dog shake.
So on my truck, we were running 1/2 inch hose, right? On my.
That's what the orifice is there. So I did a 1/2 inch 90 into a 1/2 inch doubler into a 1/2 inch to 3/4. So the inside of the 3/4 is, the inside area is what a 1/2 inch internal is.
Gotcha.
So a 1/2 inch external is how they measure the hose. So the actual 1/2 inch fitting's a 3/8.
Gotcha.
So this is true 1/2 inch.
With this style of horn, it's volume. You need volume to get the loudness out of it. I mean, I'd show you. Zach, the tank's in the way.
I know, sorry.
So just getting that sheer volume and that, I don't even hear the compressors on.
It's still got like 120 pounds in it.
Yeah, I don't think number one, you're ever gonna run out of air with a 12-gallon tank. Number two, the 4 compressors, how long would you say it takes to fill this thing up from 0?
I don't know, we can time it.
You want to drain it? Yeah. Wait, are you going to drain it with the horn or are you going to drain it with the valve?
No, I'm gonna drain it with the valve.
Okay. Sergio! Welcome, Sergio.
There goes my right ear.
This is by far the loudest train horn setup we've ever done.
With a double mid bell, it gives it that mid tone. Like when we were messing around with it, it gives it like almost more bass
Yeah.
to it, but it's got that holy crap note to it.
All right, so we did a test. We just drained the entire tank right here. We want to see how long it takes the 4 compressors to fill this thing up.
We're going to what, 150 PSI?
Got the gauge right there on the side, as well as a little fill valve in case you ever need to, air up anything.
So Zach got a phone call in the middle of our very scientific test there.
So we're about 14 seconds, but it's about 5 minutes to fill 12 gallons to 150 pounds.
That's not bad. That's not bad. You consider like your home air compressor with a motor 10 times the size would take probably about that long. Well, this customer ended up pushing his delivery back to tomorrow, so he's gonna come swing by, pick up the truck tomorrow. We've got another customer in here. I filmed this truck, but we actually didn't ever end up using that video for anything. But Zach previously installed 2 110-gallon tanks for this customer. They're gonna be doing a gas delivery service or whatever it may be. So now they're back in for some quick disconnect hoses, gallon meters, and all that good stuff. So this is on the docket for tomorrow morning, but tomorrow morning we will be back at the job we were at today, finishing the backfill, finishing the grade, maybe possibly getting the excavator up there and actually digging the footings for the building and then wrapping some stuff up. All right, y'all, well, this morning we've already got a fresh delivery of some dirt from James, so we're just gonna jump in and let's get this grading finished. So I got the first load laid down real quick. That might be the last load that we're gonna be getting today. Now I'm gonna borrow James's trailer real quick, run over, bring the Mini X back to the job. I'd use my trailer, but again, you guys have seen us load and unload equipment out here. You kind of got to hang out in the street because it's driveway.
too steep to get the dovetail up. James's trailer is maxed out right now height-wise on the tongue jack, and it's too low to get on the gray truck here. So I'm gonna try and like rest the weight of the trailer on this side ball here, get some wood underneath it, and hopefully be able to jack it up high enough. This might be a horrible idea. I don't know. Let's see what happens, guys. I'm gonna move my feet here in case it decides to jump off that ball. Don't slide. Don't slide. All right, I got my wood scraps under there. Let's see if we get our height now. Oh, other way, other way, other way. Don't want to hike back up the hill to grab any more wood. Oh, look at that. Perfect. Now this will be the first time towing the excavator with the crew cab OBS here, guys. Gotta say, a little nervous if this thing can handle it. Well, she is all loaded up. I wasn't sure which way to load it. I didn't feel like driving it in straight, and like those ramps are super steep and not having the boom to like prop myself back up. So is it too much tongue weight? Maybe. All right, y'all, well, current update. HYPERLITE jumped on the old 259 here for all of about 3 minutes and, well, popped the track off. So tried to fight it a little bit to get it back on. It was kind of the end of the day anyway, so James will be up here in the morning. He's better at it, knows the tricks. I don't want to tear a track or anything like that, so we'll get that back on. Pad is essentially graded out here. You'll notice we're starting to cut into the hillside now. So basically we backfilled the wall to about our grade. The shop's gonna kind of cut into the hillside a little bit. And the reason we didn't just like build a 10-foot wall over there is this homeowner purchased the shop, and kind of like a lot of people, like you see the price of a steel building, you're like, oh my God, that's awesome, that's cheap. Then you realize the cost of permits, building retaining walls and all that stuff really adds up pretty quickly. So instead of getting another permit for a retaining wall that is 10 feet tall and having to have it engineered and all that, we went with the bare minimum, which is a 3-foot retaining wall. Doesn't require permits or anything like that. In doing that though, we have to keep the shop a little bit lower versus raising it way up. So we're kind of floating the difference here between the driveway over here and the hillside over here. We think it's gonna work out pretty good, but till we get the track put back on, the dirt's getting in the way here. So we'll see you guys in the morning. All right, Bubbles, I gotta go to work. You make sure you keep your head on a swivel today, okay? You see any coyotes, feel free to kill them. So today should mark the absolute last day that we're doing any grading on the project we've been working on. That is, you know, fingers crossed, no more equipment issues, but we should be able to knock it out pretty quick today. Now I can already see it, it's probably gonna get mentioned in the comments, being like, hey, you guys brought in all this dirt to backfill the wall, but then you took out a ton of dirt on this side where we're actually cutting into the hillside. And the reason being is we wanted to bring our grade up here first. Plus we knew all the dirt over there wasn't gonna be as nice as what James was bringing us. And a lot of that dirt's gonna go in the front of the wall here because we wanna create a road for the owner to drive around the front of this wall, as well as we don't want this wall to be the full 3-foot height because then you're gonna need a railing, and kind of the goal here is there's gonna be a back patio area behind the shop, and we don't wanna have to put a railing here. So if we bring the grade up on the other side of the wall, you don't need a railing if there's not that big of a drop off. Shout out to James for getting over here this morning and getting the track put on the 259. We're gonna jump in the Mini X right now. And best thing about having an enclosed cab is it gives me a spot to put a GoPro and actually get some footage for you guys. Sorry, there's not a whole lot of footage from the 259. Y'all, well, our grade is pretty much done up top here. You can see everything nicely graded out. We sloped it from the road. I'll explain that in a second. And then we ended up using a bunch of that dirt down here to create, again, a nice little shelf here. This will eventually be probably a planter or something like that. And it keeps from ever needing railing or anything up top. Like I said, they want to have like a nice little patio area because got a killer view behind here, so have a nice spot to hang out. Now, obviously, you can see over here where the driveway is, like, it's pretty steep coming up to the building. So we've talked to the homeowner. Again, remember, we're trying to play with grades here. We had the high side of the driveway, we're putting it on a slope, and we didn't want to have walls engineered, permitted, and all that on this side. So to kind of float the cost and float the difference, we ended up having to have the shop at about the height that it's at right now. Good news is, on the low side right here is where the roll-up door is going to be, where they're going to be parking stuff. It's going to be a center roll-up door. That's going to end up being a gym, and there's going to be a man door on this side, which is going to be to an office. So eventually, once the building gets in and we come in and it's time to do the flat work and the driveway and stuff, this will get hogged out. There'll be a little retaining wall, nice set of steps that go down to the door that enters into the building. Now, yesterday was just a quick day of basically getting all the grade finalized and figuring out where we're going to shift the building back, because originally the building was going to be 4 feet off the wall behind me, but we opted to give the owner a little bit more space on the back side of the wall, again, to kind of have like a little patio area. But in turn, again, you kind of play with the grade here, the driveway coming down. So we've got all of our batter boards in this morning, which denote exactly where the building's going to be going. So you'll see we got all of our building corners here. Then we're running our nails on the ground there, which is going to be where our footing is, which is going to be 3 inches back from the edge of the building, because we need to leave room for our stake and for our form. And then, like everything we do, we're going to oversize everything. So this calls for 12-inch wide footings. We're going to do 16-inch wide footings, and then it also calls for half-inch rebar. We're putting 5/8 in it. So being on a hillside, you don't want to mess around with things. You want to make sure everything is as solid as can be. We compacted the crap out of this fill, so we know none of this stuff's going to shift or go anywhere. But like we always do, we're going to overbuild the crap out of this thing and make sure it lasts forever. So right now, Abel's spraying out the line. That's where I'm going to be digging the footings with the Mini X. So typically I fill up the Mini X when I bring it to a job site. That way it'll run an entire job mostly on one tank. This thing holds 13 gallons, runs forever. Unfortunately, I don't have the single cab with me, and I didn't get to fill this up before I brought it here. So we're going back to this old gas can that I bought for Zach the other day, and let me show you guys the joys of a California compliant gas can, because God forbid you use the VP cans that are like the greatest cans ever, which are banned in California, unless you're using them for water. So a good old California compliant gas can here. See, we got this nice little child safety thing over here, and you pull off this little plug, because you see the problem with the VP cans is they allegedly can leak. So don't worry, we got this little plug right here. Then, you know, because we're all about the environment, you take out your spout that's now immersed in diesel, and you just kind of shake that off. Then you're gonna put your nozzle on here. Just take 2 hands, because you gotta now put your cap back on. Screw her on there. Then you wipe your fingers on your shorts. Then we got this awesome little lever thing right here that you gotta rest this little edge on the lip of your fill spout there, and push down real, hold on, we gotta push that there, then push down real hard, and see this thing's, you gotta take the safety off, because you know it's all about having a safety here. But then when you let go, safety kicks back on, which means you got to try and 2-hand this and not spill 5 gallons while you're doing it. Okay. This can is hot, guys. Got to be careful now. Safety's off. Push your safety down. And then again, you're trying to balance it on this little ledge here. God forbid it slips. You will spill gas or diesel everywhere. And just like most feel-good engineering litigation stuff, the old, I don't know if you can see on there, it says right there, spill-proof systems model, yeah, totally leaks the entire time that you're trying to fill up. Good old California compliant. Y'all, well, we've got the footings all dug. We started bringing in a bunch of the DG that we're going to be using to grade out the pads in there. We're going to put down about a couple inches of DG, then we're going to use visqueen or plastic, then throw a couple more inches of DG on top. That way it prevents any water from ever seeping up through the floor. This isn't a house foundation, but we don't want ever water seeping up through any concrete that's going to be enclosed. I also found out today, hey dudes, not good work boots. We got some casualties, ladies and gentlemen. We got some casualties. It's all right. This is the junk pair of dudes. No more work, dudes. Oh, we even got a little marking paint on them. I figured if I'm gonna be sitting in the equipment all day, you know, be comfortable, and well, kind of backfired, so it's all right. I already got a fresh pair at home. We'll rock those as the new going out dude. So with that, we're gonna wrap up. As always, thank you guys so much for watching. If you have not subscribed already, please click the subscribe button now, that way you do not miss out on any future content. Don't forget to give this video a like, hit a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out workforapparel.com, because if there's anything you want in this life, you gotta be willing to work for it. You guys are the best. I'm out.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah.